What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. I know this is kind of a late post for me, but something very interesting just happened. So apparently there was a trademark for GameCube controllers. Now, this actually comes from Joe Regelt on Twitter, where he says some Nintendo trademarks were filed this week in the UK, and it was on January 23rd and January 25th. Now, this is interesting. What could this mean? I have absolutely no clue, but a lot of people are jumping the gun straight up and saying that GameCube games are apparently coming to NSO. Now, I wanted to kind of dive into this and talk about the likelihood of this. Right off the bat, I do not think this is the case, at least not for main Nintendo Switch. This could be something for the Switch 2 with a specific controller type or maybe a specific Joy-Con for the console. That's one thing I know a lot of you guys have asked for, was unique Joy-Con to maybe represent past controllers, and some GameCube official Joy-Con would be really cool. So maybe it's something to do with a future console, but I don't think Nintendo's going to throw off really anything else on NSO right now. I think they're getting ready to move on to the next console, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So let's dive into this. What if in this upcoming Nintendo Direct, Nintendo did announce GameCube Virtual Console, and it's just another thing to help us get through the year, and give us some stuff to play before moving on. Right off the bat, there are a lot of games that Nintendo released, again, from the GameCube onto the Nintendo Switch. I mean, we just got Pikmin 1+2, so naturally I would think that would hurt sales of that game. We also got Metroid Prime Remastered, and there's rumors of the other Metroid Prime games getting remastered, but the original, yeah, that would also, I feel like, impact sales. If someone can just go play the original for free, yes, the remastered looks better, it runs better, it plays better. Lots of people that were maybe waiting to play Metroid Prime Remastered would just play the free one that's on NSO. So, yeah, that is going to run into a problem, and there's a lot more that comes from that. Luigi's Mansion would apparently be on this. You can't really play Luigi's Mansion on another home console besides the GameCube, but it is on the 3DS. Another one, Mario 3D All-Stars. We have Mario Sunshine technically on the Nintendo Switch, and believe it or not, it's actually a pretty daggone good version. It may not be as enhanced as a lot of us wanted, but it definitely looks really good, and the controls are a whole lot better. So, yeah, that would also impact those sales. Technically, I guess, it doesn't really matter because Mario 3D All-Stars, you can't really purchase it anymore, physical or digital, so I guess that doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, we already had Mario Sunshine pretty much thanks to this collection. Now you could say the same thing with Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is getting a remaster this year. So if they were to come out and say, hey, here's some GameCube games, and they had Paper Mario in there, that would be a horrible marketing decision. I mean, people would just play the free one if they haven't already. I mean, yes, a lot of people want that remaster and still going to sell like hotcakes, but still, people are going to move towards the free product before even looking at one that's being charged, especially if it's $60. And it doesn't even stop there. I think there's like all the Resident Evils are on the Switch as well, and you also have like Tales of Symphonia and stuff, and there's just so many GameCube games that we, already have. So like, why would Nintendo release that right now? Now, granted, there still are a lot of GameCube games that aren't coming to Switch, and I think a lot of those games will probably stay on the GameCube forever. I don't think we're ever going to see Smash Melee again, for instance. I don't think Kirby's Air Ride is ever going to come back. We still have Wario's World. There's other games also, for instance, Japanese exclusives. We just got Kururin as the Game Boy Advance Virtual Console, so they could give us Kururin Squash, which is Japanese only. So, like, let me tell you right now, I actually just dove into that game on an emulator. Goodness gracious, I love Kururin. I thought it was so cool. I don't know. It's a super fun puzzle game. If you can play it on a Dolphin emulator, definitely give it a try. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that where I feel like there's going to be some small GameCube titles that we don't see again. I mean, we could even bring up Star Fox, where you have two games. You have Assault and Adventures. So odds are Nintendo's not going to bring those games back. So it would be a good time and a good way to play those. Because right now, it is so difficult to get your hands on certain GameCube games. The prices are outrageous. For instance, one of my favorite childhood games that I traded when I was little, which was Chibi Robo. This game was everything to me, and I really wanted to get it back, and I went online and found out that they're charging over like $300 for this game. So there's definitely benefits of having GameCube games come to NSO, even if it's just ones that necessarily Nintendo wants to give us. For instance, maybe they just want to give us the games that they haven't given us yet. Meanwhile, I don't know how in the world they would do that, and not have like Paper Mario or Mario Sunshine on it, I think a lot of people would get mad. So honestly, it's a bittersweet situation where it's kind of a win-loss. So I don't know if Nintendo would even consider doing this or not, but yes, this trademark does, open that up for interpretation. Now, maybe Nintendo is going to expand on their NSO, and maybe for this next console, they're going to keep everything that they've already done with like the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, NES, SNES, Nintendo 64, and they're just going to keep adding to it. So for the next console, we'll get GameCube, and maybe we'll even see Wii and DS games, because there are rumors right now, and there were a couple of patents showing that this new console could have 2 screens maybe, and I doubt that. I think it's still just going to be 1 screen, but maybe there's some way we can play DS games, or maybe even 3DS games on this new console, which would be really cool. So yeah, Wii, DS, maybe even 3DS, there's still a lot that they can do, and I see this maybe in the future. I do not think we're getting GameCube NSO, at least right now, on base Switch. But come on, you know how many people out there want to play Smash Melee or Mario Kart Double Dash? I mean, it would just literally break the internet if this ever happened. So who knows? It's Nintendo. They could surprise us. They could do whatever they want. They always do something that's out of left field. But let me know in the comments down below how excited you would be for Virtual Console GameCube. I think it would be a good idea eventually, but I still see there being some complications. Hey, maybe it's why we haven't gotten Wind Waker or Twilight Princess yet. I don't know. One can wish. But yeah, there's other stuff too, like for instance, so many Mario Party games. Nintendo could really make this a big deal. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you don't think it's going to happen? Do you think it could happen for a future console? Also, remember, F-Zero GX was rumored to get a remaster, so maybe that's why it hasn't come yet. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think down below. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.